Hi guys, 205 Outdoors and 205 Outdoors podcast here on Logan Martin Lake today. Gonna try to find some more crappie beds or crappie holding structures, I guess would be the better way of saying it. Structures holding crappie. It's about 75 degrees already and it's just barely after 5 a.m. so maybe 5:15. But I'm gonna try it. See if I can get out here and get a few crappie in the boat before the sun comes up. So if you take a look now at this, I don't know if it looks like it's probably flashing on here, it's picking it up there. You see I've kind of went off to this green. So green, that's, anywhere, so the yellows when you start getting into 14 feet of water, I'm not really scoping that. I mean, I'm not saying there's not crappie there may actually be, but the ones that I've had biting have been between 16 and 20 feet of water. So that's where I'm wasting my, we're not saying wasting, that's where I'm going to spend my time scoping. Now, I didn't look in some of these areas right here. Probably not a bad idea. I may go around this little point and just check it out as well. But you can see out of this, I've got multiple places where I've just caught crappie. And when it says caught crappie, it means that there was a bunch of crappie in a location and I caught them. So it's all structures that I found right here in just one little pocket right here. It's a couple of 100 yards by a couple of 100 yards, and it's just on this little channel. But it's got a lot of structure in there. And these are just days when I'm just scouting and catching, I guess. So already scanning around in there. Look, it's that little area right there. As you can see, this is not a previously marked spot. And so there is another spot. It's like it's a structure at about 17 feet. And it's holding fish. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that with my live scope. Let's see, right there. I'm trying to find the best signature for it right there. Waypoint, edit. We're going to just call it crappie. There's one. So you see how I found that one? I stayed in that little channel and just kind of went around and looked, and sure enough, there's a structure, and that structure is holding crappie. Oops. Not a bad fish right there. I mean, he's get a little. I got my little measuring tool. Here it is. Let's see what we got here. Oops. Let's get him in there. So he is an 11, right at 11 inches. Good little fish right there. Do I want to keep him today or not? I may just look for fish today. I'm not going to keep him. I'm gonna let him go. I may change my mind on that in a minute if I start catching a bunch. I mean, I'm definitely no crappie expert, but if you listen to podcasts, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, we couldn't catch one to save our life. And we added live scope. I went with several guides. I've watched hours of YouTube. I've got a YouTube channel now, so I'm trying to learn how to catch these fish. And as I learn, as I get these tricks, tips and tricks and things that are working, I'll show them to you guys, because I know there are some crappie slayers out there, and then there's people like me that are like I was, that just struggle to catch a crappie, but want to. I mean, like they're really good to eat. They're smaller fish, they're not like catfish or anything, but they are, as far as the meat on them is really good. And the more I think about that, I kind of regret tossing that one back. I'm trying to go back on my diet because I got fat again, so I may go back to do some blackened crappie tonight and make that with some cauliflower rice or something, a little bit healthier choice. Or I may just make deer tonight, I'm not sure. Now, this being a spot I've never fished this structure. Just like I said, I went through there, looked at that channel, realizing that all the structures that I've been finding fish were in this channel, and I really haven't live scoped the whole thing yet. That's been my problem is, oh, I got my thing in front of it. That's been my problem is that you find these fish and I start catching them, and I forget to look for other structures holding fish. And my goal is to have about 50 to 100 structures that I can go to. I mean, like legitimate, and catch crappie. And that way when I come down here, if they're not biting at this one, I can go to the next one, go to the next one, and just keep moving on them until we find somewhere that they're actually biting, and we're not sitting in one spot and hoping that we can get a bite all day, because that can be frustrating, because you see them, and you can look at my last video. Here's another one biting it now. You can see them on my last, I think when I was at Lay Lake, you can see where the fish actually bit or swam up to my minnow and pushed it out of the pile. And so just finding fish is not, it doesn't mean that you're going to catch them. Oh, got him. I had him? I got him? He's on there. He's little though. There's a little fish. A little brim. Not what we're looking for. Oh, that worked out good. Listen, I could just sit out here. That's been my problem, is that as I start catching fish, that I quit looking for spots, but I can't help myself. Oh, got one biting at it. Got one biting at it. Is he going to take it? Is he going to take it, or is he just going to... This must be a smaller fish. Oh, got him. That's actually not that small. Another good crappie. I mean, whoop. Okay, that's it. I'm probably going to keep him. Well, let's see what he comes out to. I think he's going to be probably 10-inch crappie. 10.5 inches. So I mean, that's another good fish. After consideration, I decided not to keep that fish, so I went ahead and put him back. I think I'm going to eat deer tonight, so I'm not eating fish tonight. If I do want to eat fish, I've got some crappie in the freezer. I don't want to keep them today. I really want to focus on looking, and I don't want to have to worry about fish spoiling or anything else, because I really want to find more structures today. That's really my goal for coming out here today. And so I'm just looking at these fish in the column, and the majority of them are, at about 12 to 12.5 feet deep. So I've got this set at about 11 feet. It's where they can see it. It's just over their head. Crappie like to feed upwards. Their eyes are up on top of their head. And so I'm kind of letting it just fall right into them. That's worked pretty good so far. Got one messing with it, and I'm gonna catch him. Got him. Oh, that's a bigger fish too. Kind of regret not keeping them right now, because I'm pulling them in. But I'm not gonna keep them today. I'm gonna stick to it. And I would say he's probably, let's go measure him. I'm not gonna measure every fish I catch today, but just to say, this is, because I know when I edit these videos and I look at them, these fish look way smaller. This is 10 inches. You can see it right there on the little thing. There's the 10-inch mark. This is a 10-inch fish. 9 inches is the minimum in Alabama, and this is 10. So this is another keeper. And they look a lot smaller. When I do these videos, I'm like, man, that fish doesn't look near as big as it did in person. And when we caught, I think me or Joshua caught one that was outside the plastic on that, so it was over 12 inches. 13 probably, it was probably closer to 13-inch, 14-inch, and it really didn't look that big on video, but in person I was like, man, compared to these other fish, it was pretty huge. And I get to like somebody that's like fishes crappie pretty heavy, catches big fish in the wintertime, that's not a big deal, but I mean, for me, it's pretty good. Like those are bigger crappie for me. And when you get above 12-inch fish, I mean, that's pretty good. Let's catch another one. Nope, There we go. Got him. I mean, so I'm just, you know, just rolled up here and I've already got what, 4? Oh, that's another. That's a good fish. If I can get him in the boat. Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, every time I catch one like this, I'm regretting not keeping them. I mean, this is another good fish. And I just want to see how big he is. I mean, he looks like he's probably closer to, he may be pushing 12. If you can see that, that's a pretty good fish. My little gadget here. Yeah, he's a little bigger. He's 11 and a half. Almost too big to fit in this thing. 11 and a half, so it tops out at 12. It's a good fish. Try to catch maybe 1 or 2 more off this spot. I don't want to go too crazy with it, but I'm just having fun catching them right now. But that's what happens to me every time. I come out here wanting to look for these places, and I find a spot, and I start catching a bunch of crappie, and then you know, I quit looking. And you know, my whole mission today is not really to catch or keep crappie. It's to find them, so that when I come down here, you know, I feel bad because I've taken Trey a few times, my oldest, and you know, I think we've caught a few, but really haven't caught a whole lot on each time I've taken him, and I feel kind of bad about that. I mean, you can't make them bite, but I'm like, man, if I just need to really be disciplined and find more spots, so that when I take somebody, you know, it's, you know, we're catching fish and we're not just out here twiddling our thumbs. It's always good to hang out with my kids anyway, but I think they'd probably enjoy it more if they was catching fish while we was hanging out. So, all right, for those who did not know this, because I didn't know it, somebody had to show me and I felt like an idiot. If you have one of these trolling motors with the remote that goes with it, and you spot lock it with this little anchor mode, and you know, it kind of keeps it in one location, you know, normally facing to the current like we are. But like these fish, when I look at it on the live scope, I see that they're probably, you know, well, 14 to 16 feet. It just moved again. But if you need to go forward, all you have to do is press this little button one time, and it's going to go forward about, you know, 3 feet. But it'll stay spot locked, but it's 3 feet forward from where it was. So now you can see I'm kind of really on the fish now. I don't know if it's, you should be able to see the structure in there. So let's catch some. Yeah, it's about to go. He's already tinkering with it now. Oh, here we go, and pull it. And got him. So that's another good one. Golly, that's another big one right there. Don't break my line before I get it up there. Yeah, that's that one there is probably going to be another, you know, 11 and a half, 12 inch, maybe bigger fish. Come here, buddy. Don't break my line, please. I want to retie all this. Here. He's stubborn. All right, now I got him. That's a good fish right there. Get that hook out. All right, let's see. So put him in. He's going to be bigger than this. Oh, maybe not. He is, I mean, on the nose, 12 inches. It's a good fish. You see how wide he is. Again, I know that the camera just really doesn't do these things justice, but this is a good fish. I mean, for me, I get if you're, you know, one of these guys that catch these monsters all day, but that's a really good eating fish right there. At one point, I had my transducer face the wrong direction. We got a fish. Someone's messing with it. But at one point, I had my transducer the wrong way and was shooting the opposite direction. I never could see my bait. I got one messing with it. Is he gonna take it? He's got it. There. Ooh, this feels good too. That's another 10 inch. Good little crappie there. Oh, don't you break my line, you little rascal. All right. If you'll slow down for a second, I'll get you off the hook and we'll get you on your way, buddy. All right, so one more off of this structure, guys, and I promise you I'm gonna try to leave it. I'm gonna get this hook out. What buried in there? Good hook. So there's another one. I'd say probably another 10.5-inch fish. Pretty. I always like to send these to Michelle just to prove I do go fishing. There's just kind of everywhere up under. Oh, he's taking it. He hit it. So got him. Let's see what we got. We got crappie on this one, or we got, feels like a crappie. It is a, oh, it's a stripe. That's a stripe bass. Oh man, these are stripe. So if you want to go stripe fishing, this is a good spot right here, I guess. Shoot, come here, buddy. Oh crap. I thought we had a good crappie on there. There's a little stripe. Dang it, he keeps moving. By the time I go to lip him, I can't get his lip. I'll grab him with the pliers or something. He's still fighting. Well, got us a stripe. I think it's a stripe. Looks like a stripe. It's a striped bass. We'll do it that way. Looks like a stripe. All right. Now those fish were actually hanging away from the pile, but I suspect that's probably what these are. I'm looking at them. Here's just a little. Remember I said it, they were kind of by themselves, but I didn't see a tree. There we go. I'm gonna keep moving. Oh, I didn't get lucky. There's another one. No, I don't know if that's a crappie. Oh, it is. It's a big crappie. Good God. If I can get him in here. Goodness. Yeah, that's a good one there. Yeah, this will definitely be one of my spots. Let's just see how big this one is. I mean, I want to measure him. I'm guessing 12 inch, 11 and a half, 12 inch. Here's another good one. Put him in there. He is exactly the length of the, actually, his tail just right. He's a little bit bigger than this glass thing, so he's a good sized crappie. I'll take a picture with him. And just in case you can't, I don't know if you can see how wide that thing is, that direction and that direction. He's a good size one. Or she, he. Take a picture though. Alright, in you go, buddy. Not keeping them today. Big crappie. Goodness gracious. There's another one of these little structures just came up on. And this is a big fat crappie right here. Hang on, buddy. Give me a second. Don't break my hook, please. I'm old. I don't have to tie that again. Put on my reading glasses just to tie a knot now. There we go. Hey, that's a good one. Look at him. Her. Let's get, see if we can get a measurement on it. May not show up. Oh, let's see. Yeah, right at 12 inch. Oh, 12 inch crappie. I guess that's 12. Yep, 12 inch. So, went around, I found this structure. This is about a quarter mile from where I was earlier. I was at a different structure on this last video I just printed, but my GoPro's down right now, so I'm just showing you on this. Hopefully I can get it battery charged, but it's been the other one that I found. So I found 3 or 4 structures today that are just full of fish. Or I say full of fish, I mean there's fish on it, catching crappie. So, and this one is, you know, probably another 10 and a half, 11 inch crappie, so it's a pretty good one.